So it's Sunday afternoon, and all I really want for dinner tonight is some vegetable soup. So I'm just not gonna make up one batch for me. I'm gonna make up a big batch for the rest of the busy week ahead. Put it in some containers, fridge it or freezer it, and we're good to go. Really, really simple stuff. I've never even bothered to look up a vegetable soup recipe in my life. Like, I just kind of go with the flow. But the first thing I do is chop up some of the celery, get it in the saucepan, sweat it down a little bit with a little bit of oil, and maybe the onions as well, and then that's it. Chopped vegetables, chuck it in, stock, water, lid on, done. Sounds pretty easy, right? It is! And then I usually do the celery and the onion together. This is so cool because I come home on a Wednesday night after training, it's been a long day, and then all I've got to do is just pull it out of the fridge. Sometimes I'll even pick up like a barbecue chicken on the way home, take the skin off, and then whack it in as well. Or I'll just pump it up with a bit of kale or spinach. A little bit of oil, and just let that start to simmer away while I do a bit of chopping. So there is a bit of prep work, and if these guys get cooked too quickly, all I do is just turn the heat off until I've finished all my chopping and chuck it in. There are no real rules, which suits me down to a T. I don't know about you, but I hate chopping up onions, so I do it as quickly as I possibly can. The great thing about this soup is it smells awesome. So if anyone comes over Sunday night, the house is pumping in a good way. Okay, so the heat's low. It's just gonna sweat down a little bit. I don't want them to actually cook. I just want them to start to sort of get a little bit clear, and then that's it. Vegetable soup rocks. Makes you feel so good, and you can literally add any sort of protein to it. So I think chicken's probably the best. Doesn't have to be perfect. Chunky is good. Well, what week isn't hell, but this week is double hell. Because I've got so many shoots on and full days, man, full days. Like I'm battling to get my training in, but I'm doing it. Which is the whole reason why I'm doing this soup, because when I've got days like that are just out of control, all I want to do is come home and go, not have to think, and it helps. Plus, when I'm doing lots of shoots, I can't really be eating big, massive, stodgy meals at night. I need to keep it nice and light, which is why chicken vegetable soup or just a plain vegetable soup is perfect. But some people don't like the skin. I don't really care. I put it in. Skin on the carrot. I take obviously the skin off the pumpkin. Sometimes I even leave the sweet potato skin on. Zucchini and some corn, which I'll put in a second. All right, let's get this over there. Give that a bit of a mix around. Okay, so I need some stock, a little bit of water. I'm gonna bring it to the boil, and then I'm gonna bring it down to simmer, put the lid on, and I'm gonna go and have a Sunday night, I don't know, siesta, maybe a nap on the couch while I'm watching a movie. I don't know, something, but I don't have to cook at least. Top it up with a bit of water. Yeah, maybe a bit more. I don't have a bay leaf, I've run out, but if I had one, I'd chuck it in. Maybe some herbs like thyme. Lid on, heat up. Bring to the boil, that's gonna take a couple of minutes, and then as soon as it's boiling, take it down to simmer, and we're away. Okay, vegetable soup is good to go. So I've got my containers. This is for my week of hell next week, good to go. All right, so I'll probably get about, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 containers out of this. So when I pull this out of the freezer next week, then I might add to it maybe a small chicken breast that I've steamed, or I might even grab a half a barbecue chicken that is, and skin it, and then add some too, or I might just add some fresh vegetables. So it'll be just like that. So when I'm at home, like defrosted or reheating my soup during the week, I'll always have some spinach. You know, you can either do this, you know, in the saucepan, or you can just put it in a bowl, as I have. And I just happen to have some corn in the fridge as well, so I'm gonna throw some of that in. That's from the leftover from the barbecue on the weekend, which is cool. Maybe a bit of cracked pepper if you want it, because remember we didn't put any in the recipe. Maybe a little bit of salt. And that is how quickly you can put together a meal. I mean, it's so quick, it's quicker than takeaway, right? Awesome. Perfect. So next week, when I'm having a mental breakdown with everything I've got to do, at least I know I'm gonna have some healthy, nutritious dinners to come home to. Help. Okay, don't forget that if you like this recipe, hit the like button in the box below or add some comments if you've cooked it up. And of course, if you want more recipes, subscribe to my channel.